Let me very quickly at this moment go across to Congress Member of Parliament, Mr. Deepender Hooda. He was one of the speakers yesterday from the Congress side. We are getting the first reaction of an opposition MP on this. Mr. Hooda, thank you for speaking to us. Let me start by asking you, sir. Donald Trump, the US president, has just announced 25% tariff plus penalties, a unilateral announcement by the President of the United States. How do you see this, announcement by the President of the United States, given that the Congress party has been, in fact, today Rahul Gandhi also spoke about this in the morning?
See, if you look at what we have been saying, the government needs to put a strong foot forward as far as America is concerned. The government's diplomacy, foreign policy is at the moment not very clear when it comes to America. And it happened in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor. After Operation Sindoor, the kind of decisive victory that our forces were able to deliver for us, unfortunately the government has not been able to deliver the same kind of diplomatic victory on the global stage. Not one country openly condemned Pakistan, and when it comes to America, the whole issue about American president announcing the ceasefire himself before the ceasefire was announced by our government on the Twitter, and repeating the claim 30 times continuously ever since, is something which has to be completely unacceptable to the Indian government.
No, but Mr. Hooda, Vishnu here.
But the Indian...
Mr. Hooda, Vishnu here, just one or two key points.
Our Prime Minister has not come out and condemned the statement or denied the statement openly by taking name of America or President Trump.
No, but the Foreign Minister has categorically denied this on the floor of the House, that America was responsible in some way for ending Op Sindoor. In fact, it was the Pakistanis who came to the table. There was a categorical sort of mention of this from the Foreign Minister today. This is the way it's always been reported. But my question to you, sir, is not about Op Sindoor, because what we are looking at now is beyond Op Sindoor. Donald Trump has now said, number one, there will be 25% tariffs on India, and number two, over and above that, there will be more tariffs because we continue to import Russian oil. Therefore, sir, how does the Congress react to what many would say is bullying from America?
Is unacceptable. Just like the unilateralism in him declaring the ceasefire and equating India with Pakistan. See, that's where what the point I was coming at it, where government has fumbled as far as America is concerned. You did not take a strong enough stand directly. See, our Prime Minister should have denied what Trump was saying, because when the head of a state is saying and making certain claims, and that to 30 times, and our head of the state and our Prime Minister is not directly denying that or condemning it and saying that it is unacceptable to India that you keep on saying this, that itself puts us in a difficult... If you look at what message is going at the world stage, and the same President of America is dining with Asif Munir, who's the sargana of all these terrorists, and the same America, their general, is calling Pakistan their best friend when it comes to counter-terrorism or operations. And in every breath they are equating India and Pakistan.
Okay.
This has been going on for 3 months. And now this about coming to the trade. See, I've been always pro-trade. I've been always pro-business. But you know, if one of the things I said in Parliament, I don't know if you picked on that, I said कि अब डिप्लोमेसी से बात करके या तो डोनाल्ड का मुंह बंद कराओ, या समय आ गया कि हिंदुस्तान में मैकडोनल्ड को बंद कराओ, एज इन मैकडोनल्ड बीइंग द सिंबल ऑफ अमेरिकन enterprise, American business. McDonald's is the symbol and iconic company of America.
Okay.
My point was that they cannot take us lightly. India is 11 times bigger economic power than Pakistan. They are equating us. India is one of the topmost economies in the world today.
How do you think, Mr. Hooda, the government should respond to this? Do you think that the government now needs to take...
It is not that we will only be affected.
Take a very strong position, because this is almost forcing India into a corner.
Chinese
25%
held their ground.
Is among the highest.
The Mexicans held their ground.
The Americans
Brazilians held their ground.
Argentinians
held their ground. Canadians held their ground. why we are stronger economy than most of the names that I've just
Mr. Hooda,
mentioned.
we get your point.
We are larger economy. We are one of the largest markets in the world.
I know there's a bit of a delay in this thing, but Mr.
why
Hooda,
we have not been able to hold our ground, be it in the aftermath of
Mr.
Operation
Hooda, can you
Sindoor.
hear me, sir?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, okay, no, sir. There's a bit of a delay, but
Yeah,
I think the point that Ankit was mentioning is important. How do you expect India to respond?
See, as far as if you are dealing with such a government and such a president, he may be president of US, but he's nobody to us. America, we would like America as a friend nation. Last 2 decades, our relation with America have seen a lot of improvement. But we have held our ground much before. If you look at what happened in 1971, when we were going for a confrontation and a war with Pakistan, America said that they're going to send their 7th fleet, President Nixon said, to Dhaka. And our then Prime Minister said that, okay, you're welcome to send, but by the time your fleet arrives in 20 days, it will not be the Pakistani army, but Indian army which will welcome you in Dhaka. We were much smaller economy at that point of time compared to America. America was one of the tallest superpowers. It is a much multipolar world that we live in today, but still we held our ground. Because a nation's Atma Samman, Swaviman, is something that needs to be protected, the pride, the honor of our country at all costs. And it is not, I'm not talking partisan only. America tried to stop us from conducting nuclear tests, both in the time, during the time of Indira ji and during the time of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji.
Okay.
But we never backed down. We held our ground. Then our relations started improving with the turn of the century, and over the successive governments saw that improvement to the extent that after 26/11, and that's where I'm saying,
yes,
I'm bringing this, after 26/11, American President Obama came to Delhi, and in a joint parliamentary session where I was also present in the Central Hall of the old Parliament building, the Samvidhan Stha, he declared open support for India and said Pakistan is sheltering these terrorists and giving them safe havens, and that will not be tolerated by the international community. And immediately after that, Pakistan was blacklisted in FATF.
Mr. Hooda, if you allow me to ask you a question, sir, because
out of that
the Treasury benches usually accuse the opposition. The Treasury benches accuse the opposition of not being constructive enough in their suggestions to the government while dealing with any situation. Can I then ask you, sir, as a leader, senior leader of the opposition party, as a leader of the opposition party, how should the government respond to this? Because it would also be seen as Donald Trump trying to force some negotiating tactics. It's a negotiation tactic because a team of Americans is coming to India. Before that, he's trying to make all this so that he can put some pressure as far as the negotiation on the trade tariffs are concerned with America.
See, I think what needs to be made clear to Mr. Trump, that we cannot be bullied. India cannot be arm twisted. We are a sovereign, proud nation. And what needs to be made clear to him is that India and US relation has seen ups and downs, and while we would like to be friends, but it will be important for us to protect our interest and pride also. And government of India should decide, as a member of opposition and more so as an Indian, I will request the government to be clear. या तो इनको आंख दिखाओ या हाथ मिलाओ, और ये इनको बताना चाहिए अमेरिका को कि हमारी प्रायोरिटी हाथ मिलाना है, लेकिन जिस तरह के बयान दिए पिछले 2-3 महीने में, लगातार हिंदुस्तान का तिरस्कार आप कर रहे हो विश्व पटल पे, हम दोनों चीजें एक साथ नहीं हो सकती. आप पाकिस्तान और हिंदुस्तान को बराबर तोलो. आप बताओ, व्यापार का धौस दिला के हमने सीज़फायर किया और ऐसा
I've only interrupting you because we are unable to communicate with you presently. We'll try and come back to you in a little while.